Jean-Claude Van Damme finally addresses Steven Seagal. His words are unexpected and worse than expected. Jean-Claude Van Damme, 64, has spoken out about one of the largest action movie feuds. Fans have heard tales and outrageous stories about Van Damme and Steven Seagal's conflict for decades. The true cause of their rivalry? That was unknown until now. What occurred between these two action heroes? And why did Van Damme speak up after all these years? We reveal the complete tale and the reality they never wanted you to know. The two video store kings. Early 1990s action flicks were ubiquitous. Two names dominated video rental store shelves: Steve Seagal and Jean-Claude Van Damme. Both were the biggest martial arts stars at the time, yet they were different action heroes. Jean-Claude Van Damme had powerful, elegant kicks and an agile fighting technique. His flicks featured spinning leap kicks, tournament battles, and emotional scenes. He became famous after Bloodsport introduced him to action fans worldwide. That movie was popular and a martial arts classic. After that, Kickboxer made Van Damme popular with its passionate plot and intense combat scenes. He faced Dolph Lundgren in Universal Soldier, adding sci-fi action to his repertoire. Another smash, Time Cop, showed Van Damme could combine combat with Hollywood storyline. Van Damme was an action movie star by the mid-1990s, not only a martial artist. However, Steven Seagal brought something unique. He fought calmly and dangerously. Seagal did Aikido, a martial art that featured joint locks, wrist throws, and non-punching kicking. The silent, serious, and deadly martial arts hero in his first film, Above the Law, was fresh. Hard to Kill solidified his rugged, no-nonsense image. Under Siege, in which Seagal played a Navy cook who kills battleship terrorists, was his biggest hit. His mainstream breakthrough was this film. Van Damme and Seagal ruled their worlds. They defined action movies for a generation, not just starred in them. Martial arts students idolized them, and kids practiced in front of the TV. But something was lacking. Both were the biggest martial arts stars of their time, but they never worked together. They didn't attend gatherings together. No one mentioned each other in interviews. Fans didn't know why, but the two video shop lords were already avoiding each other. The truth about their secret rivalry would eventually emerge. For a while, everything appeared normal. Magazines, TV, and interviews promoted their films. No one fought at awards shows. But behind the cameras, animosity was rising. Not from Van Damme. It began with Seagal. Steven Seagal often criticized other martial artists. Though he never named anyone, you could tell who he was talking about if you listened closely. Seagal joked about Hollywood actors who think ballet makes you a warrior in various interviews about other martial artists. It may have seemed like a random slur to casual viewers, but insiders understood who he meant. Jean-Claude Van Damme. In his early martial arts training, Van Damme studied ballet. He frequently mentioned how ballet improved his balance, flexibility, and strength. It didn't matter to Seagal. Ballet was used to denigrate Van Damme's fighting. Calling Van Damme a dancer was meant to make martial arts fans think he was weak. Seagal never mentioned Van Damme in these interviews, but everyone behind the scenes understood. This wasn't a random insult. Seagal repeatedly implied that Hollywood martial artists weren't actual warriors. Most of these indications targeted the guy with the spinning kicks and ballet training, Van Damme. Industry insiders, stunt coordinators, producers, and martial artists discussed it. They knew Seagal didn't appreciate Van Damme as a martial artist, actor, or man, and the feeling was spreading behind the scenes. One producer later said that Hollywood workers could feel the animosity between these two stars, even if the public didn't know. Van Damme didn't respond in interviews, red carpets, or movies, which was shocking. He kept working, training, and focusing on the next hit flick. It appeared Van Damme didn't care what Seagal thought, to many fans. Industry workers recognized the reality. Van Damme heard the insults but did not respond yet. However, stuntmen and combat choreographers who worked with both noticed something. They should not share a room. Hollywood gossiped to keep them apart. Producers understood trouble may arise if they were at the same party, set, or event. Everyone felt the strain, even if there were no public conflicts or yelling outbursts. The silent war began here. No tabloid headlines or insult-filled interviews, just silent antagonism. Two of the world's biggest martial artists tried to ignore each other while their admirers questioned who was better. Soon, the silent struggle would ignite unexpectedly. The Stallone Mansion Party of Legend. By the late 1990s, action movies were evolving. New stars and filming methods challenged the 80s and 90s muscle-bound heroes. But action film heroes were still around and had weight. This night was special because of that. It was remarkable to see so many great stars in one spot. The celebration was hosted by Sylvester Stallone. Stallone was more than Rocky and Rambo. He was a prominent action film star alongside Arnold Schwarzenegger and Bruce Willis. Hollywood's biggest stars, especially action stars, attended Stallone's events. This night at Stallone's estate was intended to be enjoyable and easygoing, not a business meeting or official function. The celebration was private and featured celebrities. They had been blowing stuff up on film, fighting bad people, and saving the world for years in the name of movies. Schwarzenegger attended. Bruce Willis attended. Van Damme attended. Steven Seagal attended. This lineup was a delight for action movie aficionados. Consider Die Hard, Terminator, Bloodsport, and Under Siege stars congregating. The night was meant to be chilly and tranquil. Old adversaries reconnecting over drinks and stories. No one expected this night to reveal years of quiet tension. Steven Seagal made those subtle insults against Jean-Claude Van Damme for years. Though he never spoke his name in interviews, everyone knew. The ballet jokes and the mockery of performers professing to know martial arts. It had been developing slowly, but Stallone's celebration was louder. According to witnesses, Seagal began speaking again, mocking Van Damme's background and questioning his fighting skills. This time, Van Damme was there and heard it. No murmurs or secret interviews. Van Damme wouldn't tolerate this face-to-face. Most of his career, Van Damme ignored these criticisms. He let his movies speak, but Van Damme had enough in front of action film's top names. He confronted Seagal at the gathering. Van Damme said, "Seagal, let's go outside and settle this right now," according to sources and Stallone. Not for show. It was personal, not camera-related. Van Damme intended to resolve it by action, like martial artists. All partygoers felt the change. A pleasant Hollywood night became tense. The scene was real, not filmed. Two of the biggest martial artists of the day were going to fight in Stallone's garden. No one expected the twist. Steven Seagal, known for playing strong, unbreakable characters, declined. He remained seated. He didn't leave. He didn't say, "Do it." Instead, Seagal laughed. He acted like battling Van Damme was beneath him and pointless. Some in the room thought Seagal was keeping his cool. Others assumed he was surprised. Regardless, the message was plain. Van Damme wasn't done, but Seagal didn't want to fight. Later that night, they went to the same club. Van Damme extended the same offer to Seagal again. Sort this out. This wasn't drunkenness or camera-ready toughness. Van Damme was serious, but Seagal declined again. Seagal twice in one night pulled out of a long-rumored confrontation. The story spread swiftly throughout Hollywood. Everyone talked about it. This was more than gossip. It was action movie history. Sylvester Stallone confirmed it years later. It was stated clearly. Van Damme was too powerful. The Seagal didn't want to fight. From Stallone, that meant a lot. He wasn't biased. He was recounting what happened and their careers afterward. Listen about how this competition changed their lives. Never held $20 million fight. By the early 2000s, Jean-Claude Van Damme and Steven Seagal's feud was Hollywood mythology. Their careers diverged. Van Damme continued in martial arts films, while Seagal focused on direct-to-video productions. Both still had passionate followers, and their first fight had been a long-time goal. One of Hollywood's most startling offers arrived then. That offer may have changed everything. A revolutionary concept was proposed by Hollywood powerhouse producer and former Sony Pictures chairman Peter Guber. Not for a film, not for a press tour, for serious fighting. Jean-Claude Van Damme versus Steven Seagal, a real fight. No stunt doubles, scripts, or acting, just a public battle. Big deal on the table. $20 million for Van Damme. $20 million for Seagal. Even for early 2000s? Hollywood, that was big money. The Mirage in Las Vegas was ideal for this huge bout. Vegas has staged legendary boxing and UFC events. It might have been one of the biggest celebrity fights ever. It might generate millions from ticket sales, pay-per-view, sponsorships, and media coverage. Van Damme responded immediately and clearly to the offer. Later, Van Damme stated, "I agreed immediately." Van Damme believed this was about respect, not money. It was about ending Seagal's contemptuous remarks, ballet insults, covert barbs, and 2 refusals from Stallone's party. Van Damme wanted to prove he was a warrior in a controlled situation, but Seagal said nothing. Complete silence. No negotiations, counter-offers, or team statements. No polite decline. Seagal never arrived at the table, never accepted the challenge, and left during the fight. Like the offer didn't exist to him. This went beyond the 2 stars. Public image was now at stake. Van Damme risked his reputation to fight, eager to risk it all before millions. Seagal's silence was louder than any interview insult. The world didn't know about this story when it happened, which is interesting. Social media wasn't what it is today, and there were no viral TikToks or YouTube channels breaking celebrity news every hour. This offer was primarily private. Few Hollywood and martial arts insiders knew about this $20 million fight. Only in 2023 did the truth emerge. The potential fight was initially mentioned by Van Damme in an interview. His tone wasn't bitter or arrogant. He stated the facts. Fight was offered. He agreed immediately. Nothing else was stated by Seagal. No trash talk, no drama. Historic potential was missed. The martial arts community reacted quickly to Van Damme's account. Fans of Bloodsport, Kickboxer, Under Siege, and Hard to Kill discussed what may have been on forums and social media. The question circulated widely. Why didn't Seagal fight? Everyone had theories. Some assumed it was fear. Perhaps Seagal sensed Van Damme's years of karate, kickboxing, and full-contact competition expertise were too much for him. Others claimed Seagal didn't want to risk his superior martial arts reputation out of ego. He spent years portraying himself as an Aikido-trained killer. Imagine losing in front of millions. That might ruin his brand. Another possibility was that Seagal didn't like fighting for sport. Maybe he believed it was beneath him, or not worth the effort. No one knew for sure without Seagal's reaction. What Van Damme did with this story is fascinating. He didn't boast. Not on a media tour criticizing Seagal's character. He didn't circus it. He told the story, accepted the facts, and went on. Van Damme no longer wanted revenge or ego. It was simple honesty. If the fight transpired, it could have been a decade-defining martial arts event. Picture it. 2 of the best action stars of their generation fighting live in front of the world. It remained a what-if, a squandered opportunity, and a story that only fueled their hatred. Even though the combat never happened, these 2 legends' story continued. The Instagram deception. Hollywood's most talked-about Cold War was Jean-Claude Van Damme and Steven Seagal's for almost 30 years. From subtle remarks to the almost fight at Stallone's party, to the $20 million combat that never transpired, fans thought they knew the ending. Two aged action heroes with unfinished business. A sudden event occurred that nobody expected. Van Damme's 2023 Instagram photo went viral. Not a throwback, not a movie poster. Fans and celebs weren't even involved. A simple recent photo showed Jean-Claude Van Damme and Steven Seagal having dinner. Longtime action movie aficionados initially doubted it. Were their eyes deceiving them? Did they spot two 30-year adversaries smiling at a dining table? It was real. The caption added to the oddity. Steven and family, thanks for a great supper. Major announcement coming. That caption became viral in minutes. The biggest 80s and 90s martial arts stars, who were supposed to hate each other, were now having pleasant dinners. Fans were confused. Was this truce real? Was the hatchet finally buried? Was this a movie collaboration build-up? Or was it finally happening? A real fight finally planned? The mystery was exposed and action movie fans were asking questions. Social media detectives worked quickly. Frame by frame, they examined the photo like crime scene evidence. Is Van Damme's smile genuine or fake? What caused Steven Seagal's lifeless stare? Was his stare tension-filled or just his typical public appearance? The theories followed. First-time fans were optimistic. This seemed like a well-planned announcement of a long-awaited project. This is it, they said. They'll fight or make a movie together. Fans suggested a film like The Expendables, where aged action stars team together for one last mission. Others felt it might be a documentary about their history, a truthful look at their feud. Not everyone believed. Another fan group was wary. This smells artificial, they claimed. It seemed too staged and tidy. Where were the behind-the-scenes videos? Where was the handshake? Where was the footage of them smiling or chatting about their past? None of that existed. It was one picture without context. The caption, "Big announcement coming soon," felt like bait rather than a celebration of great friendship. People had additional inquiries as they looked. Why now? Why after decades of silence? Why a private meal instead of an event or shoot? Nothing made sense. That escalated the theories. After the dust settled and people looked closer, they noticed alarming elements about the scenario. First, there was no handshake or posed photo of the two clasping hands in brotherhood or forgiveness. Wouldn't they want to show that there was a reunion after years of tension? The natural thing to do? The photo showed no genuine laughter either. Polite Van Damme looked. Seagal was calm. No toothy smile, no warmth. It almost seemed like two people coerced into a shot for looks. Fans noticed the shot was cropped well. They were unaware of what was happening. No additional faces visible. Dinner decorations and atmosphere were absent. Two icons seated. The supper was odd, too. Dinner for Seagal's birthday. That may explain the encounter. The reason it became a public event on Van Damme's Instagram was unclear. Posting that image by Van Damme made it go viral. Before that, it was a private supper with friends or co-workers. Why make an international headline with a modest dinner? Finally, the caption. Nobody could quit thinking about it. Major announcement coming. Those 4 words kept folks up at night wondering what was occurring. Why not say it in a movie? Why be vague about an actual fight? Why tease something that may not exist if it was simply dinner? Time made it more suspect. This unexpected friendly supper didn't make sense after so many years of silence, the nearly forgotten $20 million fight offer, and their personal history. It seems manipulated to spark curiosity. Maintain the old competition in public. Weeks passed without an announcement. The caption and images persisted, deepening the mystery. Fans argued if they were played. Was this a savvy PR stunt? Was it a genuine peace offering that failed behind closed doors? Did two aging performers take one final bit of limelight from their prolonged rivalry? The photo worked, no doubt. It revived interest. Fan base was agitated. It brought Van Damme and Seagal back into chats after years. Van Damme speaks. Jean-Claude Van Damme kept quiet about his longtime rivalry with Steven Seagal for years. Fans knew about the tension, discussed the Stallone party incident. The $20 million battle that never transpired was legendary. Despite everything, Van Damme never revealed what happened behind the scenes. That changed late 2023. A press conference or spectacular social media video didn't accomplish it. No anticipation. One quiet interview with a European martial arts magazine. The low-key atmosphere suggested Van Damme was bored of silence. He said the words that ended the myth in that conversation. Fraudster. The three words hit harder than any blow in their movie. Nothing was stated in anger, not screamed. Calm, direct, almost mournful. It revealed the reality behind decades of competition, misunderstandings, and lies. Fans realized the drama wasn't simply about damaged egos after that. It was truth versus lie. The interview went viral on social media. News outlets covered it. Reactions flooded martial arts forums. Everyone demanded more, and Van Damme answered. Seagal and Van Damme's conflict resembled a Hollywood drama for a while. Two stars jostling for attention. However, Van Damme stated that it went deeper. Not only who was a better performer, had better fight sequences, or sold more tickets. It was more personal. Respect for martial arts. Van Damme explained everything in the interview. He said Seagal's lies, told for years in public and behind the scenes, caused the strain. These exaggerations were harmful. Big, bombastic claims about secret CIA missions and fighting in clandestine operations abroad. Reports that he was a killing machine that exploited martial arts for global regimes. Van Damme conveyed his annoyance. Spent his early years competing in genuine tournaments, training in full-contact kickboxing, and entering rings where real punches landed and battles were won or lost. His injuries, training, and brief fight career were real. And Seagal? Van Damme clarified. He's never battled in a tournament or ring like I did. That sentence shattered Seagal's tough guy image. Martial arts film fans often wondered how much of Seagal's past was Hollywood fiction. Van Damme replied immediately. He then mentioned the $20 million Las Vegas battle. This wasn't fan or gossip site fiction. True offer from producer Peter Guber. Van Damme said the deal was reasonable. Each got $20 million. A fight at the Mirage, a major Las Vegas venue,